This is our final project in information management. So we have the purchase requisition entry. Enter the PR number. If the number is found, it has been used already and you cannot use it anymore, so that it will display an error message. So you will need to enter a PR number that is unique in order to continue to vendor code text box. Input the vendor code. If it is found and the vendor is still active, it will display the name, address, and the telephone number of the vendor. Or else, an error message will display and you will need to enter another vendor code. Enter the date prepared and make sure it is valid. If not, then you will need to enter another date. In the date needed, the date should be greater than or equal to the date prepared. If it is valid, you will proceed to the item code text box. If not valid, you will input another date. Enter the item code. If it is found and available, proceed to the quantity text box. Input the quantity. The value of the quantity should be above 0, and it will display the item code, description, quantity, unit price, total price, and the grand total. Input the prepared by. If it is found and the status is active, it will display the name and the position of the employee, and you will proceed to the approved by text box. If not, it will display an error message and you will need to enter another prepare by code. Enter the approved by. If it is found and the status is active, it will display the name and the position of the employee who is allowed to approve. Only the employee that has the position of supervisor and the manager are permitted to approve the requisition. Save your record once you're done. We are now in the purchase requisition update. Enter the PR number. If it is found and the status is open, it will display all the header information in the form. It will display all the items that were not received yet. Input the vendor code and it will check all the requested items if it is available in the new vendor. Input the item code. If it is found in the flex grid, you are allowed to update the item by entering the value for quantity. The quantity should be lesser than or equal to the current quantity. Once you change the quantity, it will also update the total price and the grand total. Input the prepared by. Make sure that the employee is found and active so that it will display the name and the position of the employee. Enter the approved by. Only the employee that has the position of supervisor and the manager are permitted to approve. Click the update once you're done. Let's proceed to the inquiry by date. Input the date prepared from and to. Once you search it, it will display those requisitions starting from the date from until the date to.
So this is how we declared our variables in each table. First, we have the PR header file, then the PR detail file, the vendor item file. Ang primary key o foreign keys ang manang giset. Then, the vendor file, inventory item file, and lastly, the employee file. Next, mauni ang mga data sulod sa mga tables. Sa header file o detail file naa diri tong mga purchase records na gipang entry og save. Employee file, so na diri ang among gipang input nga datas. Inventory item file. Vendor file. And the vendor item file. So, ari sa flex grid, mo ni ang currently ang sulod sa flex grid kato gipang input ganiha, so ginani namo siya pag-declare ang mga variables. Next, adito sa codes namo. So, mauni ang sa PR entry. So, ang style sa among coding mauni na atay ASPX file para sa design sa atong output. So, mauni. The next is this, nasa tay CS file. So, naa na diri tanan functions na diritong sa pag-save ug pag-ungkat sa mga datas, pag-save, insert sa table, and etc. So, kana. By the way, Microsoft Visual Studio day ang amo ang gigamit ani. Bind grid. So, para ma-display tong table sa database, get total, sa prep by. So, amo ni gitagsa-tagsa og class, like lahi sa PR number, lahi sa vendor code, then sa click save, then exit, sa cancel. Next is the update. Same na atay ASPX file para sa design. Then sa CS. Na update inventory. Final update. So, ma-update na tanan, diba? Update detail file. Then, bind grid na sad. Get total. Item code. Ug sa quantity. Ma-update diha ang katong nasa flex grid sa nga database. Then, kana pag-display. Vendor code. Then sa prep by, applied by. Then update click. So ma-update na natin ito tanan details sa database. So sa clear or sa cancel and sa exit nga button. Next is the by date. So mao ni ang sa design, then ang sa CS. So na diri ang mga validation. So i-enter sa date, may baan kung valid ba or invalid. Then i-display kay in order na giset na. So that's all for our final project. So mao ni among gipass dito sa Google Classroom among files, and nakapass me before due date.